Would you please be upstanding for our wonderful President of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins, and our wonderful First Lady, Sabina.
Well, there she is. She hasn't changed at all. Gotta be the markers of the 15 I'm so pleased to be here again. As we go through the day, Sabina and I will do a number of events, including one in the Ors to celebrate International Women's Day, which we've been doing every year. But this, when I got the message from the temporarily incapacitated herself, I have often been here, and this is where I think really you can encounter what is the full texture of Irish life in its very, very best sense. But I think I've said elsewhere already this morning that it's very important for us to realise that rights don't fall from the skies, and we must never forget those who fought for rights and those who took all the risks so that we can almost, without thinking, enjoy rights that we have today. And the women who fought for women's rights didn't fight, as you have heard in that song, didn't just fight for the rights of women only, because they fought for the rights of women and men. But very particularly, it was women who carried the burden of the struggle. And we must never be afraid, and we must encourage young people when they're speaking about rights, that rights have no borders. And rights have no borders either in space or in time. And wherever people are being deprived of their rights, it just doesn't affect them, which it does most acutely, but it affects us all. And we're all lessened by a world that doesn't recognise rights. Many of the women were involved, as I've been saying, who were involved in the suffrage movement. There were a huge range, as in fact Rita has said. Some had come from experience of the 1913 lockout, some had been coming from 1916, some were aware of the campaign that was going on in the country next door, and all of them had one thing which was a great lesson in itself to this day, is that while they would differ, some of them were more militant than others, some were pacifists and so on, some would later go on to be very activists in the Anti-Conscription League, but they all had something very important. They were able to speak to each other, respecting difference, and that was terribly important, even when they differed on vanishing significant differences with some of the go-boots and so forth, but they were all respected. The discourse of being able to say what we want, we can agree on what it is that we want, the road that we're travelling together. I think that it is a great, great privilege to be here. I think it's important, and why, as I said, was remembering not just Countess Markievicz, but to remember the other sister, the sister who was engaged and who was a very, very important. We should remember all women. When you think of all the women, I wrote once in a line with my poems, the women who from electricity came too late to straighten their backs. Rural women, urban women, women in all circumstances. And that's why we're celebrating today, yes, the Irish Women's Franchise League, the Irish Women's Suffrage Federation, the Women Workers Union, and then Ineen and Hare, and Coming Along, and all of them. We're really celebrating as well all of the experience of women today and in the past, and here and all over the world. And I'm finished by saying this. The great problems that we've identified, such as climate change and such as sustainable development, and when you look at the great burden, where is the consequences of climate change for them? Let us say in the continent of Africa. It is women who are travelling ever further to gather fuel for their fires. It is women who are taking the risks as they do that. And then you turn it around the other way, and you look at what is happening in agriculture, what is happening in the best promises in different countries. And again, it's women who are to the front of that. So women, in fact, in what they're doing, women are experiencing, if you like, the agony of the world, but they're also the most transformative agency we have for getting to a better place. And that is something to be remembered to this day. I've said that we have great examples in this area again and again from such as Madge Fagan. We've also had great examples from Rita Fagan, but we've also had great examples from each and every one of you who will participate during the day today. And Doris, it's made it week, it's privilege, it's a real privilege to be here. I've always enjoyed and will enjoy coming here, and thank you so much indeed for having Sabine and I start.